vin. I grab my change, toss the slice back on the counter, and take off after the junkies and the goth chick. Fucking thing had garlic in the sauce anyway. The NYU kids have crossed the street to cut through Tompkins Square before the cops shut it down at midnight. The trio lags behind about 8 yards back, walking past the old water fountain with faith, hope, temperance, charity carved in the stone above it. The kids reach the opposite side of the park and keep heading east on 9th Street, deeper into Alphabet City. Great. This block in 9th between avenues B and C is barren, as in empty of everyone except the NYU kids, their trailers, and me. The junkies and the goth pick up the pace. I stroll. They're not going anywhere without my seeing it. What they want to do takes a bit of privacy. Better for me if they get settled someplace where they feel safe before I move in. They're right on the kids now. They move into a dark patch under a busted street lamp and spread out, one on either side of the kids and one behind. There's a scuffle, movement, and noise, and they all disappear. Fuck. I jog up the street and take a look. On my left is an abandoned building. It used to be a Puerto Rican community center and performance space. Before that, it was a PS. Now it's just condemned. I follow the scent up the steps and across the small courtyard to the graffiti-covered doors. They've been chained shut for a few years, but tonight the chain is hanging loose below the hacksawed hasp of a giant master lock. Looks like they prepped this place in advance of their ambush. Looks like they may be a little more than half smart. I ease the door open and take a look. Hallway goes straight for about 12 yards, then hits a T intersection. Dark. That's okay. I don't mind the dark. The dark is just fine. I slip in, close the door behind me, and take a whiff. They're here. Smells like they've been hanging out for a couple days. I hear the first scream and know where to go. Up to the intersection, down the hall to the right, and straight to the open classroom door. One of the NYU kids is face down on the floor with the goth chick kneeling on his back. She's already shoved her knife through the back of his neck, killing him. Now she's trying to jam the blade into his skull so she can split it open. The junkie guys stand by, waiting for the piñata to bust. The other kid has jammed himself in a corner in the obligatory pool of his own fear piss. His eyes are rolling around, and he's making the high-pitched noise that people make when they're so scared they might die from it. I hate that noise. I hear something crunchy. The chick has the knife in. She gives it a wrenching twist, and the dead kid's skull cracks open. She claws her fingers into the crack, gets a good grip and pulls, tearing the kid's head open like a piece of rotted fruit. A pomegranate. The junkies edge closer as she starts scooping out clumps of brain. Too late for that kid, so I wait a couple seconds more, watching them as they start to eat and listening to the other kids moaning go up another octave. Then I do my job. It takes me 3 silent steps to reach the first one. My right arm loops over his right shoulder. I grab his face with my right hand while my left hand grips the back of his head. I jerk sharply clockwise, pulling up at the same time. I feel his spinal cord tear and drop him, grabbing the second one's hair before the first one hits the ground. The chick is getting up off the kid's corpse, coming at me with the knife. I punch the second junkie in the throat and let him drop. It won't kill him, but he'll stay down for a second. The chick whips the knife in a high arc, and the tip rakes my forehead. Blood oozes from the cut and into my eyes. Whatever she was before she got bit, she knew a little about using a knife, and still remembers some of it. She's hanging back, waiting for her pal to get up so they can take me together. I measure the blank glaze in her eyes. Yeah, there's still a little of her at home. Enough to order pizza and pick out these kids as marks. Enough to cut through a lock, but not enough to be dangerous. As long as I'm not stupid. I step in and she thrusts at me with the knife. I grab the blade. She looks from me to the knife. I'm holding it tightly, blood spilling out between my clenched fingers. The dim light in her eyes.